everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video I am showing you how I came up with this makeup look right here. As you can see, it's not natural. If you love natural makeup looks and everything else, maybe you might want to skip this one because as you can see it's not like natural in the slightest whatsoever. I also decided to use the new Neon Obsessions palettes from Huda Beauty as well, so I decided to test them out in today's video for the first time, and I'll just not say nothing. I'll let you guys watch the video so you can see and hear my thoughts on these. So yeah, if you want to see how I created this look and also what I think on the new little Huda Beauty Neon palettes, then just keep watching. So I just went ahead there really quickly just to fill in my eyebrows. I used the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Taupe and I pretty much just filled them in really fast. If you guys want me to do an updated eyebrow routine, because I know my whole routine to do with my eyebrows have changed so much from like my OG days whenever I used to make my eyebrows like super perfect and really dramatic. Now I'm literally all about just having really soft and like messier eyebrows, more on the natural side. So if you do want to see an updated brow routine, just let me know down in the comment section below. And then I also just carved them out with the P. Louise eyeshadow base as well, with a little small carving paintbrush too. So I just carved them out underneath and kind of took the base onto my lid for my eyeshadow primer. So in today's video I think I am going to do a look with all three palettes because I don't want to just do a look solely just on one of the palettes. I want to kind of incorporate all the different colours, but look how gorgeous those colours are. Oh my word. So I'm first of all going to start off with this shade here, and this one is from the Orange Obsessions palette, and I'm just using it on a Zoeva Luxe Petite Crease Brush. So I'm just going to start with putting this like right into the socket of my eye in my inner corner area. So I'm just placing my brush down first just to get the colour on, and then I'll go back and forth and blend the edges after. So far the pigment seems really strong. Like I've just dipped my brush in a couple of times and the pigment already has transferred really nicely, as you can see. And then I'm just going to take that same clean brush and just go back and forth on those wee edges to blend those. So I'm then going to switch to this palette and take this gorgeous like lime green kind of colour and blend it on the edges of the colour that we just applied. So I'm just taking this green colour and buffing it along the edges of that nice corally colour there. And then I'm going to take the purple shade from the Pink Obsessions palette and place this on my outer corner. And again, I'm just using a clean brush for this because I want to make sure I'm using a different brush for each colour that I'm using, just so all the colours don't mix together. They do seem really pigmented so far. Like I'm barely having to even press my brush onto the eyeshadow base. Like it just seems to be like clinging straight onto it, which is a good thing. So now that I have that colour kind of placed down, I'm just going to clean the brush that I was using for that purple colour and then blend off my edges as well. So I'm just going back and forth to blend those wee edges. So then what I'm going to do is take the pink shade from the Pink Obsessions palette again, and this one is just going to go around the edges of that purple colour. And again, taking a new clean brush because you don't want your colours all mixing together. I'm literally just tapping my brush along the edges of that purple colour because I don't want to create too much of like a harsh line with the pink, because I want it to be a little bit softer as I'm like progressing up the eyelid. So I'm just going really softly around those edges just to add a little bit of pink into it as well. Then I'm going to switch back to the Orange Obsessions palette and take the yellow shade and blend the pink out with this yellow one just right along the edge of that pink one. And again, making sure you've got a different brush for the yellow colour because like I said earlier, you don't want all your colours like mixing together and everything. Because there is so many different eyeshadows applied in this look, I have used a number of different brushes, but this is how you're going to keep your eye looks nice and clean and tidy and ensure that obviously your colours aren't all mixing together. So now that I have all the colours and stuff placed down, I'm just going to go back in and pack them on and blend them out again just to make sure that the colours are really vibrant and intense. Okay, so now that I have all my shades applied, what I'm going to do is just go back in with the brushes that I was using before and just go back in and pack them on and just blend them out again just to make them a little bit more vibrant. I'm going to go back to the green palette again and take the minty kind of greeny sort of shade here and use this to help blend that lime colour just into the front of my nose a little bit more, because obviously it just kind of stopped. So I want to use a lighter green to then soften that into my skin tone a little bit more. I'm just taking that light minty shade and just buffing it along the edge of where that lime colour was. So now what I'm going to do is use a couple of the shimmery shades from the palettes as well. So I'm going to go back to my P. Louise eyeshadow base and apply a little bit of this onto my eyelid again so that the shimmery shades within the palette have something to kind of stick to, because if you try and place the shimmery shades on top of this matte purpley kind of colour, it's not going to transfer on and it's not going to look great whatsoever. So you kind of need to go back in with your P. Louise base and kind of bring your base back on so that you have something for the shimmery colours to really cling to and stick to. So I'm just taking a little bit of this eyeshadow base and placing it on my eyelid, and I'm not taking it the whole way across. I'm going to kind of leave the outer portion here because I want to still keep this part nice and matte. I only want shimmer on like the first kind of like 3/4 of my lid, and then I'm going to keep this wee part free. Once you have it placed down, you want to take a fluffier brush just to take off any excess product, because you want to make sure that your base is nice and blended too, or else your colours won't go on as nice. So you need to make sure that whenever you place your base down that you're going to blend it as well. I'm taking this wee shade here from the Orange Obsessions palette. I'm going to place this on the first part on my outer corner. So I'm just placing this pink shimmer on the end of where the eyeshadow base kind of stops. So I'm not mixing it with the matte purple, I'm just keeping it solely on that area where the wee eyeshadow base was. So to get these nice and shimmery, you kind of need to add a good couple of layers. So you can see I'm using a little small pencil brush so that I can really press it onto that eyeshadow base. And again, I'm just going back in to load up my brush again and I'm just pressing that on. I'm then going to take this orangey shade and just place it beside the pink colour just so I can incorporate a couple of different shades on my actual lid. and that's why I'm kind of placing these on like a little small kind of strip so that I can include like loads of different shades. So then I'm going to go in with this one here and place this on the little area that I haven't placed any shimmer on yet. So then I'm going back into the Pink Obsessions palette and taking that same purple colour that we started off with, and I'm just going back in to build that up. So I'm just placing my brush right on that outer edge. Sometimes the shimmer kind of just travels out a little bit too far and you kind of like to bring your matte colour back in. That's why I'm going in with that same brush that I used from before and just placing that purple colour back on, and then just going back in with a little bit more yellow just to make that super intense and to make it stand out a little bit more. Okay, so now that I have this eye pretty much finished, what I'm going to do is do this eye, and then I'll come back and show you guys what lashes and base products and stuff that I'm going to use as well. So today I'm going to use the Primark Skin Illuminator mixed with a little bit of the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. I'm going to put this on my skin first and then put the NYX foundation over the top. I like to use a little illuminator underneath this NYX foundation because I have been trying it for a while now and it definitely is super dry. My skin's more like normal to dry skin, but I feel like personally I prefer a more dewy foundation, so that's why I'm applying a little like illuminator just underneath my foundation so that it doesn't look super matte. I'm then just going to take my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation in the shade True Beige and just apply it all over my skin with my little dampened beauty blender. The concealer that I'm using today is the Barry M All Night Long concealer. This one is so inexpensive and it's unbelievable. I love this Barry M concealer so much. I use it a lot on my clients, on myself, and I just think it's really good for like literally like £4 or £5 or something. So I'm just applying this under my eyes and then using my beauty blender just to bounce that into my skin. So before I set my under eyes and stuff, I want to do a little bit of cream contour. So I'm just going to take the Huda Beauty Tantour Contour and Bronzer Cream in the shade Fur, and I'm just using a iconic London brush. It's like a big massive fan brush, and this is so easy. I literally just take some onto this brush and then just go back and forth just around the edges of my skin just to add a little bit of warmth just before I go ahead and apply my powder bronzer. Sometimes I feel like if you apply creams like nice and naturally, it looks a little bit more softer in the skin rather than get in with like a lot of powder bronzer, because sometimes powder can look a little bit more cakier than actual cream products. Because cream products looks more like skin, whereas powder really like dries your skin out and makes it look like dead powdery obviously. Sometimes I think it's good to go in with a little bit of cream contour just to help kind of like warm up your skin and bronze up your skin before you apply your powder and stuff, just so that you don't need to use as much powder. I'm just putting this around the top of my hairline and then also around the sides of my temple area and then also back and forth on my cheekbone as well. Then I'm just going to take a little bit of the Sugar Cookie loose powder from Huda Beauty as well and just take a little bit of this to set my under eyes. I'm not going to set my entire skin because I kind of like the way my skin has a little bit of like a slight glow to it today. I don't want my skin to look too overly powdered, so I'm just going to take a little bit of this and just set underneath my eyes with it, just really lightly. I'm going to add a little bit of my powder bronzer on now, and then I'm going to move on to do my under eyes, and I'll do my highlighter and stuff at the very end. So I'm just taking my Morphe Megastar Bronzer, which sadly has been discontinued. If anybody knows of a really good bronzer, like this one came out with their Glamour Bronze like bronzy kind of collection, so you can't actually get it anymore. It was limited edition, but I use this all the time with my clients. I love it so much and it's lasted forever. Like that's the one reason why I love this as well. Like the formula is amazing and it's also lasted a long time. Bronzers normally with me are done so quickly because it's like my favourite step. I love being super bronzy and everything, but literally like I need to find a new good bronzer and one that's like actually big and like lasts a long time, because I don't want to constantly be going to buy like new bronzers like every week. I want a bronzer that's going to last me about a month or like a couple months. So I'm also going to use this wee shade here from the Green Obsessions palette and just place it right into my inner corner as like my inner corner highlight. Ooh, that looks so nice. I wanted to keep like the nice bright yellow for my inner corner just to make it like really colourful and super bright and fun and stuff. So for my lower lash line, I'm going to take this purpley shade here from the Orange Obsessions palette and just put it on the first kind of third of my lower lash line from the outer corner in the way. And then I'm going to take this purpley colour from the Pink Obsessions palette and just kind of put it beside that purpley colour. And then I'm just going to take the bright yellow again and just put it beside that purple shade and just blend it into the shimmery kind of yellow colour. And then I'm going to go in with this colour here and just buff it along underneath just to kind of make those shades blend into my natural skin tone a little bit better. So I'm just taking a little bit of mascara and just putting it onto my bottom lashes, and then I'm also going to do a tiny little bit just to help the natural lashes kind of blend in with my own lashes. So I'm just applying a wee tiny bit. I'm going to use a little bit of Coralista blush from Benefit. I haven't used this one in like forever. Oh, the smell of it just reminds me of whenever I used to use it like years ago. I'm just applying a tiny little bit just onto the apples of my cheeks. And in my highlighter, I'm going to use the Laura Geller Gilded Honey highlighter. You can see I love this one so much. I'm just using it on a Morphe M5 110 brush. So I'm just applying it to the highest points, just right along here. Just applying some to the top of my lip as well, and then also I like to apply like a tiny little bit just like above my brow, like right here. For my lips today, I think I'm just going to go for a nude colour just because obviously the eyes are so intense. Like you could go like all neon if you're going for like a full neon. Like you could apply like a really bright lip, like a bright pink lip, bright purple lip or something. But today what I'm going to do is just go for a little nude. And the nude colour that I'm using today is the Maybelline Superstay. These are the Superstay matte ink. This one is in Seductress number 65. These are really good, guys. I've tried these out a couple of times and like they're unreal. I love this one too. The shade of it's really nice. It's kind of similar to like MAC Velvet Teddy. I'm also going to take the Peaches and Cream lip gloss in the shade Honey as well, just to add a little bit of gloss on top of this. And then to finish off this look, I'm going to use the Vitamin E Hydrating Mist as my setting spray. So guys, this is pretty much the final look. I am so obsessed with these palettes, this makeup look. I just feel like the way I used to look like ages ago because I've been living for more natural makeup looks recently, and this one is just far from natural, but I'm just obsessed with it. Like, I'm so obsessed with it. These palettes I just think are unbelievable. As you can see today, this was the first time I applied them. I had no issues with like patchiness and the shimmers and stuff. I feel like they worked really well, but I feel like for the colours not to go patchy, you need to make sure that you're not using lots and lots of layers. Like you just kind of need to get your eye look done first time round, because the more time you kind of build up the layers, it then creates like patches and stuff. So I feel like if you are going to try these out, you need to just work in small layers and try not to use like too much powdery matte shades, because they just like don't stick down, and then that's how you end up getting like a really crazy terrible makeup look. But to be honest, I have had no problems with these. I love them, and if you're looking for good brightly coloured eyeshadow palettes, definitely try these out. I've had no issues with them and I love them, so yeah. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I had so much fun filming it and I just love this makeup look so much. I love you all, and please thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.